plan, both in the suffering and in the glorifying of it. And so, that's the thing. We're all in this together. I remember he was telling, he wants to go camping, right? And I didn't want really nothing to do with it. I had a camper and everything. I just came back from elk hunting. I didn't want to go out and camp fishing again, you know. I just spent a whole week in the mountains, and I mean, right away she comes, meets us down, and you know, when we got back, and I see you guys are on camping or unpacking from elk hunting. I want to go fishing. I want to go fishing, you know. And so I took her out to the local lake and dropped her off. And the thing that I was like, nah. You know, I was so unsure. I didn't want to trust, you know, right? Once our trust has been violated, it's real hard to restore our trust. Nah, I don't know. I don't want to trust. So I kind of stayed back, and it upset her. But, you know, I could see it. She wanted me to stay and hang out with them. I didn't stay and hang out, but my dad kept saying, out of nowhere, you know, like, this guy never has an opinion. And out of nowhere, Dave, I'm telling you, God, this guy never speaks about God. I know he has a personal relationship with God. I know he prays. I know he trusts God with all his mustard seed. And he can move a mountain. That's how much trust he's got in his little mustard seed. And sometimes we want so much more than that. And that's all we need. And he says, God wants to do this for her. And I don't know why. You're going to do it because God said. It's in my heart. If you don't do it, I'm going to do it. And, okay, fine. And so we do it, and then 5 days later, she dies. But that's the thing, you know. When God's speaking to us and speaking to our heart, are we listening to him? Sometimes we're always willing to listen to everybody out there, but are we willing to listen to God in the Spirit of God? You know, and then today, I'm ready to go get a new job. I have to go back to work. You know, I value it. I value it enough. I'm willing to lay down my back as Jesus laid down his back for us, for me. For me. I'm willing to do it for him. And go back to a place where great grieving. And go back to work for my family. Building roads, asphalt company. Ain't that amazing? Building roads. Go back to building roads. And what's that in store for me? I don't know. Only God knows. And I pray that he has a will and a purpose. And again, I left that place with grievance and problems. And maybe that's the thing. God says, go make up with them. And that's the power of the living God is. He says, I have no favoritism. This is the rules. And it goes for all. All of us. Go make up with them and then come back to the altar and give me your gift. And I will bless your gift. And I ain't blessing that gift until you go and make up. And then come back. So that's the thing. I pray that I'm going to go back into the fire. And literally into the fire. In 90, 100 degrees in Colorado. And 90s, you know, from now on till September. 90 every day. And the asphalt and, you know, blacktop or whatever comes out of the trucks to make roads 250 degrees right out of there on a 95-degree day. And it sucks the breath and life from you. It takes a week or so to just get used to standing close by. And that doesn't getting engaged in the muck, the fire of the furnace. That's the thing is road builders of all construction, of all work. They are the bottom of the barrel. And they get treated that way all the time. And so who knows? Maybe God wants to let them know in some way or fashion that they have great value. Because I know all those men. And I know they are all broken mentally and spiritually. And all slaves are. All slaves are. And they get treated like slaves. Trust me. So who knows? So I ask God to not only bless that job, that He would allow that job to be a blessing to His kingdom. You know, that's the thing. I would like to someday be able to mass produce these. You know, mass produce these and give them out as a free gift. You know, I'm not looking for a $65 million jet. I'm not looking for a church. I'm looking to just make my life, let my life be a worship to God. My life be a worship to God. Why would you want to do that? Because God did something for me. He spoke to me. How many people on this earth have ever heard God's voice? I mean the real one. Not many. You know, how many people have experienced real miracles? Hey man, I was just out there making I don't know, don't take away from God. You know, if He gives you a miracle, don't dismiss that miracle, because then that's when God gets mad. Because all miracles, all things God does is to manifest Himself. And when He manifests Himself, He produces one thing, Him in His being, which is love, kindness, mercy, and gentle. That's why, thank God, I want to be judged by anything. I want to be judged by God. Because He's merciful. He's gentle. He is kind. His love endures forever. His love endures forever. That's the thing. So I'm willing to go back to the fiery furnace, make amends, and bring my gift back to the altar. You know, my dad hasn't been working for the past 3 weeks, so God closed the door there. Making video, I was going to make a great video the other night, and I just bought a brand new microchip for the camera so I can make videos, and man, I tell you, like a miracle. I had that chip in my hand, and I walked in front of the thing, and I walked with the camera, and I swear, I don't know. I grabbed, the chip was in my hand so I could put it in the camera and make the video. And at 1 second got distracted. My son asked me a question, I answered his question, and after we're done talking, I go back and push play, and there's no chip. Vanished in thin air. And I don't know how, I don't like these 14, 24 sets of eyeballs looking thing like, God, I don't know, is God closing doors so that He may open on another door? I don't know. And that's the thing. Do we need to know? We don't need to know. All we need to do is trust God in His plan, because we can't do anything outside of God's plan. Once we're in the will, in the plan of God, in the hand of God, who can take us out of that? Who is going to deliver us from His hand? When it is His hand that we are in. And what a greater place to be than in His hand. Because in His hand is rest. Rest in the knowledge that God is in control of all things. And there's no better way to get the devil and the unfaithful people to be a part of God's working grace. See, I think I can ask you to help me burden this, or we can go and make the devil be the burden. We can go and take the money from the devil and then put it into God's kingdom so that we all may be a part of God's work, working together. Both the dead and the living. Both the dead and the living. So my prayer and my hope is that, and I got good confidence of it. You know, my friend comes over and I know I'm just chatting today. I don't have a lot of Bible study. I'm just chatting today. We're all in this together. We're all under the same war with the same devil. My friend comes over today. I struggle with this friend. I would like to love him, like to care for him. And the grace of Jesus, I do. But boy, he makes it hard. He sure makes it hard. Yeah, but anyway, he comes over today and, you got a job. I ain't going back to work. Got to cut the hair. Cut the hair. Cut it. Why? So you go to job, and then when you go there, there's people who respect you. And give you the respect you deserve. Oh, I didn't know my hair gave me the respect I deserved. But thank you. And he says, Dave, you whether you have short hair, bald hair, long hair, whatever, you still believe in Jesus Christ, and you're still going to teach Jesus Christ, and I can't see Jesus Christ abandoning you by the length of your hair. And yeah, you're right. Good idea. I'll tell you what. I'm going to pray over it, because I have to pray over everything. I have to pray over everything, and that's my life. You don't have to, but if you did, God answers. God provides, and He protects. So I'm going to go pray over it. Even my hair, good. So I go in my room, and I'm going to pray over it. What should I do? Do my prayer, get up, go out. And my dad, he don't have no idea anything or what's going on. He's just sitting there watching TV. Back's turned to us. You don't even know he's listening, nothing. And just out of nowhere. And so he says, all right, let's go. I'll buy you the haircut. We'll go to the haircut place right now and I'll buy it for you. And out of nowhere, this guy very rarely is supportive and has much positive to say. And out of nowhere, it's one of those things when his little mustard seed. And no, you're not getting a haircut. Oh, and the guys, my friends, like, let's go. Go on, let's go get the haircut. You look better. No, you are not getting a haircut. And then that's it. He's not even paying attention. Backs to us. Everything. Has no clue about the prayer. Nothing. Just the Spirit of the living God. Nope. And to me, it signifies that God is not done with me. See, my hair is a following a command of an angel. It says, don't grow your hair out. Don't cut your hair and don't cut your beard. I couldn't figure out why. And then later through book of Leviticus, through the book, and Samson's story and other things, I found out that it's because God is making a statement. This one is a chosen vessel for my will. And he's going to be a part of my will and a part of my plan until I say otherwise. And the evidence of it is I have asked him not to cut his hair, the same as any other of those in the Bible. In the Bible. And I get argued all the time of questioning all my faith and what my faith is in, and my preaching and my teaching and my bad foul language and all this stuff. And hey guys, the Spirit of the living God's going to come to you with the truth. And when they come to you with the truth, it's because they don't have a lie in them. One thing about my wife, she was brutally honest. She never lied about nothing and had no shame about honesty. None. And my dad was borderline same. Same kind of guy. And that's the thing with our lives. Recognizing we're naked in front of God. People who come to you, they're going to come to you in the truth of who they are. We're evil, sinful people being saved by the grace of God. And what is sin or evil? Not to have faith in God's promise. My dad's done a lot of crazy stuff and abusive stuff, but his little mustard seed faith has kept this family alive, has provided a way for this message and many other good, heartful messages that would, I hope, of anything that, one thing my gift is explaining to you the power of God's love. The truth behind God's love. The depth behind God's love. I never really preached wrath or fire and brimstone. Although I might get excited and have passion, it's always been about God's love and mercy to deliver us from this place of despair. So I'm thankful, very thankful for my Father in his little tiny mustard seed faith. You know, I have good faith that we're going to overcome. We're going to overcome. A lot of people are worried about the Antichrist, worried about the Russians, worried about war, worried about punishment, worried about punishment. All those things are punishment. And if you're worried about the punishment, you might be afraid of God. Because that's the thing with God. He is no punishment. No punishment. No punishment. Jesus carries the punishment. And you say, well, why does our life suck? Why does this world suck? It is what you make it. It is what you make it. Everybody who loves Jesus Christ loves life. They love life. They love life. Everybody who hates Jesus hates life. You know, that's the thing with God and his one and only Son. You know, if God's one and only Son, Jesus Christ, lives in you, then you are his son. We are his son. You know, that's the thing. We're not sons and daughters, but the Son. And that's the thing is, well, we're 7 billion strong. But God's love and the depth and the truth behind it is, he loves you as though you were his only son. And not only loves you as though you were his only son, he will bring together angels, people, messengers, prayer, to manifest his love. Even if you're 100 miles away, stuck in the gutter, and have no clue, people are praying for you. And not only that, God uses the most unlikely of all the people in the entire congregation to make that prayer. To prove to us, the individual, each and every individual, that you are loved on as though you were my only son. From that to stuck in the gutter, to that who stood up with the courage of the faith that could move a mountain to ask for help for somebody who never knew how much they truly loved or were loved. Sometimes we think God's going to abandon us. America, you're doing wrong, choosing bad, and God's going to abandon you. Let me tell you the truth behind Jesus Christ. I promise, says Jesus Christ, I will never forsake you, leave you, abandon you, forget you. Never will happen. Even if you can't see it. My grace is so efficient, so awesome for my only son. I will do it. You know, that's the thing. Again, and I want to go to Hosea chapter 3, a little piece. As God is telling Hosea to go back for Gomer, as Gomer has sold herself into prostitution. This is his wife. Married the wife, and then after being married, while being married, goes and becomes a prostitute, and not only becomes a prostitute, becomes a slave to it. A slave to sin. Sin. The bad. Everything God hates. Everything that produced and made an enemy for God, to God. Chapter 3, verse 1. Again the Lord said to me, give your love to a woman, beloved of a paramour, an adulteress, even as the Lord loves the people of Israel, though they turn to other gods and are found of risen cakes. So, this is what he says, even though you have turned to other gods, turn to all these things and bad stuff, this is what let me show you the love I have for you. So I bought her. So I bought her for 15 pieces of silver and a homer and a big thing of barley and some wheat. And then I said to her, many days you shall wait for me. You shall not play the harlot or belong to any man. I in turn will wait for you. For the people of Israel shall remain many days without king or prince, without sacrifice or sacred pillar, without an ephod or household of idols. Then the people of Israel shall turn back and seek the Lord their God, and David their king. And they shall come trembling to the Lord and his bounty in the last